Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel. The 2025 model year Hyundai Konas have started arriving on dealership lots. And today behind me, we're going to take a look at one of the more popular versions in the lineup, the standard SEL. Now this vehicle was all new for 2024, as I've covered extensively here on the channel. So make sure you guys check those videos out if you guys are curious about color combinations, side-by-side trim comparisons, because those are pretty much all still relevant for the 2025 model year, given the changes were fairly minimal. Now, what's interesting about the base SEL as seen behind me is even though the features and everything are going to be identical, the pricing is going to be noticeably different depending on which exterior color you do get. So this Soultronic one behind me is now a $470 extra cost paint color, where it was a free color for 2024. So combine that with the $250 price increase across the board for most of the trim levels, and you're sitting at over $700 for a Soultronic SEL versus that of a comparable 2024. Now this one behind me actually has the lifestyle hitch and a lot of additional accessories on it, which brings it very close to that $30,000 price point, including destination and the all-wheel drive. So in this video, we're just going to take a look at this SEL all-wheel drive SUV behind me, show you the lifestyle hitch and of course the nice Soultronic orange exterior, and see basically what it has to offer for just under that $30,000 price point. So as I just mentioned, the Kona in front of us is finished in the Soultronic orange exterior with the black cloth interior. This is actually one of my favorite exterior colors in terms of the bright colors available in the Kona's lineup. And I actually really do like this color on the Ioniq 5N as well, which I did have a chance to briefly drive up at the Mama 2024 Spring Rally. Now anyways, the SEL and all Konas for this generation do come very, very well equipped from the entry-level SE all the way up to the most fully loaded limited. And I highly encourage you guys to check out some of those side-by-side comparison videos if you do get the opportunity. Starting at the front end, you will find mostly LED lighting, including your daytime running lights up top. The vehicle is currently running, your LED projector headlights down below, as well as incandescent turn signals at the bottom of the headlamp assembly. Now the SE through the SEL convenience do get some different trim accents on the exterior, where you have the matte black plastic textured at the bottom, the darker gray accents in this corner of the lower grille, and then all Konas will come equipped with the active grille shutters, which can be found just above the license plate frame right here. You can see they're actually open for a little bit of additional cooling, but these will open and close depending on the requests and the cooling requirements of the vehicle at any given time. And then you do have fixed in place openings down below the license plate for airflow and additional cooling to the radiators. You do get the flat stainless steel Hyundai logo up here on the hood, which looks fantastic, and as you can see, contrasts very nicely against this orange exterior paint. Now coming around to the side of the SEL, as I mentioned, this standard matte black plastic trim will carry on around the wheel arches and the lower door sections, connecting kind of the front to the back of the vehicle. If you do get a limited Kona or an N-Line, that will be either body color or a slightly nicer, darker gray metallic trim, which is just a little bit smoother, kind of a nicer finish in my opinion, and just looks a little bit more premium. That was also true for the previous generation Kona as well. Now coming to the wheel and tire setup, this is going to be the nicer 18-inch alloy wheel found on the SEL and the SEL with convenience. This is a machined and gloss black finished, riding on a 215/55 18-inch Kumo Crugin premium all-season tire. So the same one found on the 2024 models as well. You do get body color mirror caps with your LED turn signal integration for the SEL. The mirrors are going to be heated, do have blind spot detection as standard, and of course are not going to be auto dimming on the exterior. You get regular proximity entry on both of the two front door handles. If you do step up to that convenience trim level, that will become Digital Key 2.0, so you can use iOS as well as Android compatible devices to basically unlock and use the vehicle. You do have the satin black roof rails up top, but unfortunately no sunroof unless you get an N-Line trim or higher. You do get the tinted rear glass from the factory on the SEL, which is one of the reasons I really do like this trim versus the standard SE. And then coming out back, you will find, once again, partial LED lighting for the running lights up top. You do have LED brake lights and then incandescent turn signals and reverse lights down on the lower corners of the, outside of the assembly there. Now coming out back, as I mentioned, this one is unique because it actually has the lifestyle trailering hitch, which gives this vehicle a Class 1 trailer hitch, which is, fairly limited use case, but it is, from the factory or installed from the port. All that black plastic trim for the rear bumper and fascia, and then you do get the nice flat stainless steel Kona and Hyundai logos, H-Track badge because this one is again all-wheel drive with your rear backup camera just above the license plate. And there's going to be a closer look at the lifestyle hitch itself. Again, this is a class 1, the smallest size receiver you can pretty much get on, any new vehicle these days. And, of course, it does allow, accessory bike racks or, lighter items to be installed and or trailered with this vehicle. But make sure you do your research on what is actually capable if you are planning to do that with your Kona. But overall, that's going to be a look at the exterior here with the Soultronic Orange. Hopefully you guys got a good idea of kind of both lighting and everything like that, because the sun is going in and out of the clouds. But let me know what you guys think of the Soultronic Orange down in the comment section below. Let's go and take a look at the window sticker so you guys know exactly how this one is equipped before we jump onto the interior. So take a look at the window sticker. The SEL includes very nice standard as well as additional equipment from that base SE model. Every Kona comes very well equipped, but the SEL is going to add things like the 18-inch alloy wheels, the heated side mirrors, roof rails, tinted rear glass, power driver seat, as well as the dual zone automatic climate control. This one does have that extra cost paint color and some of the additional accessories which I mentioned, which bring the total MSRP including destination to $29,880. So take a look on the interior. As I mentioned, this one has the black cloth interior, but gray is going to be available as well depending on which exterior color you do choose. Starting out here on the door panel, unfortunately most Konas are going to get completely hard touch door panels from the factory, including this upper section, the armrest portion, and pretty much the entire door panel itself. This is something that I've noted in some of my other Kona videos, is that I think the door panels in most of the trim levels are a little bit bland and could use a little bit of nicer materials as well as some contrast. But you do have full power windows, mirrors, and locks with the automatic driver's side window only. You do have the black door handle pull there with a good amount of lower door storage. Of course, this one's going to come standard with the 6-speaker audio system. You don't get the premium audio until the N-line trim or higher, but you do get the nice power driver's seat with the SEL with 2-way power lumbar, and there's going to be the standard black cloth seating surfaces. You can see no real patterns, but slightly different material here on the inside versus the outside. And there is going to be a look at the dashboard with the new updated steering wheel and allow the updated technology. Now here in the interior of the Hyundai Kona, this is going to be exactly the same as an equivalent 2024 model with Hyundai's latest design language in this current generation and a lot of their updated technology as well. Now coming to the cluster, this is going to be the more basic standard cluster found in the Kona's lineup with the small 4.2-inch color configurable display in the center and your digital speedometer and tachometer on the left and right respectively. Now in the center, this is going to be controlled here on the left side of the steering wheel, so you have all of your trip information, your current fuel level, stuff like that in the center. Then pressing the pages one time, you have your safety systems as well as driver assistance technology, and then pressing it one more time, you have your all-wheel drive where the power is currently being distributed to, as well as your TPMS for individual tires. And of course, you do return back to the normal home screen. Now I do have a video going over the cluster in a little bit more detail here on the channel, so make sure you guys check that out if you guys are curious. But coming back to the steering wheel, the SEL does get the nicer leather wrap design. Unfortunately, it is not going to be heated in this one, but nice to see some additional soft touch in a vehicle of this price point. To the left of the steering wheel, you have your driver assistance cruise control. This does have lane follow assist, just regular non-smart cruise control. On the right side, you have your audio multimedia voice command as well as your programmable star button. And then you have the 4 dots in the center with this nice stainless steel accent and the new tri-spoke design, which has been rolling out to pretty much most of newly refreshed Hyundai or all new vehicles in their lineup. Automatic headlights with auto high beam assist, regular wiper stock. To the left of the steering wheel, gauge dimming, traction control off, hill descent control, as well as electronic parking brake. A nice silver accent trim across the dashboard in most of the lineup, which is awesome to see. Cloth material to the left of the cluster, as well as your AC vents located just below that. Across the dashboard, nothing to really mention there. It's just kind of a plain hard touch material. And then coming over here to the infotainment system, this is going to be the standard 12.3-inch CCNC light system with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It does not feature built-in navigation until you get to the convenience package or higher, but does have Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs. Does support BlueLink Plus, which is free for the lifetime of the first owner of the vehicle. And I do have videos going over this screen and system in more detail in different Hyundai products. So If you want to know a little bit more about it and what it has to offer, make sure you guys check those videos out here on the channel. Push button start for the engine stop start. Physical buttons and knobs across the entire interior of this vehicle, which is one of the aspects and designs I really do like, is all of these shortcut buttons for your volume, tune, map, media, search, all the usual stuff there. Dual zone automatic climate control is added with the SEL package, so nice feature in this trim level. And then below that, you do have a good amount of storage space, USB-C data and charge ports, 12-volt outlet, right there beside them, as well as your physical shifter here, which is, you know, one of the design aspects that does change in the Kona's lineup if you get in a convenience package or some of the higher trims. Here's your drive mode selection. It does have different drive modes for the all-wheel drive equipped ones. So normal and sport will be found across the board, and snow mode is added for all-wheel drive equipped Konas. Center differential lock, which will send power 50-50 front and rear. Backup camera, as well as your automatic vehicle hold button to the right. Two fairly good sized cup holders, although I can see them being a little bit on the smaller side, depending on what size beverage you do place in there. And then this is going to be the newer Hyundai proximity key fob with built-in remote start on the key and all of your other usual functions. Of course, it is the Hyundai logo when you turn the key fob sideways. Nice rubberized kind of textured padded armrest up top. And then you do have the open center console design, which again, I have mentioned in some of my other videos. And you guys have even commented yourselves that you're not a huge fan of this design for the most part. So it will be interesting to see if Hyundai ever addresses this in a refresh or anything like that in the next several years. But that is going to be open all kind of, you know, in the front area, even if you have the lid closed down just like that. Up top, even with the black headliner, you do have the lighter gray A, B, and C pillars, as well as the headliner material. It does have incandescent vanity illumination with your usual mirror, manual dimming interior rearview mirror. Then there is going to be your overhead incandescent lighting, BlueLink passenger airbag, alert sensor on off, as well as your SOS emergency services. So that's going to be a look at the front seat of the SEL. Let's go ahead and take a look out back. Now taking a look at the back seat of this current generation Kona, this is one of the aspects or highlights that did change given the slightly larger footprint and overall design in this current iteration. Materials do fall through from the front, which means entirely hard touch plastics. Do have a bottle storage down below. Seating materials are going to be exactly the same as the front with kind of that slightly different two-tone cloth. And then step-in height is going to be very easy given the overall ride height. It is a little bit lower on the roofline here, but really not to be unexpected in a subcompact SUV. There's a quick look at the front dashboard. Out back of the SEL, you do get rear AC vents as well as two USB-C charging with a fairly large storage cubby if you want to place your smartphone down there while it is charging or anything like that. Unfortunately, no mat pockets on either of the front seats. The seats do fold down 60-40 split. They do also have a built-in recline function with two positions. So there is the farthest back. And then if you do pull it up one, it does give you a slightly different angle there. Center armrest with two cup holders, which is always nice to see in these less expensive vehicles. And then up top, you do have your overhead illumination, grab handles on all four doors. And then in terms of overall size, this is one of the highlights, like I said, for the subcompact class. This is behind my rough seating position. I am 5'9", and you can see I have, 3 or 4 inches of solid knee room, plenty of foot room down below, even with the seat nearly all the way down. And then headroom is going to be not bad either with, a solid 2 or 3 inches of headroom with the seat in its most upright position. So in the subcompact place, this is very competitive and really not a terrible place to be. Now finally, taking a look at the cargo area behind the second row seats. Of course, it does only have a manual liftgate, but power liftgate is going to be available and standard on the top limited trim level. And behind the second row seats, we do have the integrated cargo cover, which is added for this SEL trim level or higher, is not found on the base SE. And then you do have a good amount of overall space, integrated incandescent light on the left side with some cargo hooks. Beneath the floor, you do have the temporary spare tire with additional storage space. And this does have the dual level load floor. You can see you can adjust it by about 1 inch or 2 if you want to raise or lower the actual floor itself. And then this is going to be the stowable cargo tray, which can be placed behind the second row seats on that little knob, as well as this tab right here. So that kind of gives you a place to store it somewhat out of the way if you need a little bit of additional height. And this is just getting in the way. So very, class competitive amount of space behind the second row seats in, again, the subcompact SUV space. Now finally, wrapping up here on the passenger front seat, you will find an amenity you don't normally see in a vehicle on the sub $30,000 price point, and that is going to be the height adjustable passenger seat. This is a 6-way manual seat, so always great to see some extra adjustments and user customization. And there's a better look at the dashboard with the AC vents, integrated shelf, which is fairly large, very similar to that of the updated 2025 Tucson. And then inside, it does have a damped glove box. It does have an LED light inside, which again is something that they actually changed within the Tucson's lineup. So this vehicle has that. And there is going to be a very usable size inside the glove box. So that's going to be a look inside the interior of the 2025 Kona SEL. Let's go ahead and pop to the see what powers this particular vehicle and then go ahead and wrap up this video. Now under the hood of the SE, SEL, and SEL Convenience Konas, you're going to find the same 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine paired to an IVT type transmission. This engine puts out 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque through the front wheels only, or all 4 wheels if you do select all-wheel drive. Now overall, this is going to be one of the more volume engine and powertrain configurations found within the Kona's lineup, as the 1.6-liter turbos found in the new N-Line S, N-Line, as well as limited trim levels paired to an 8-speed automatic if you're interested in a little bit more power. So that's going to do it here for my walk-around tour of the 2025 Kona SEL all-wheel drive. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and or found something helpful. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out additional content I have here on the 2024 as well as 2025 model years of the Kona's lineup. Now overall, I think this vehicle is a fairly good value-oriented trim level here in the SEL. It gives you a lot of nice features that you might kind of expect and or want in the upper $20,000 price point, including the dual zone automatic climate control, the power driver's seat, leather wrapped steering wheel, tinted rear windows, heated side mirrors, etc. I think these are all features that I would personally want in a vehicle, of this, price point as well as size. Now, as I mentioned earlier on in this video, if you're looking at the Soultronic Orange exterior among a couple others as well, versus that of a 2024, you are going to be paying, significantly or noticeably more money for that exact same vehicle, just because Hyundai has changed the extra cost paint colors and which colors are actually charged for that for the 2025 models. So with the $250 price increase across the board, then the $470 for the paint, and then you throw in some additional accessories on it, you can easily top, well over $1,000 more versus that of an equivalent vehicle for 2024. So if you are looking at buying a brand new Kona and are seeing this video, there are still leftover 2024s at dealerships on the lot. So it might be in your best interest to consider those vehicles with the additional discounts on them and, the lack of the price changes that they made for 25, as the feature set and the core features and options are going to be identical between the two. So that's just my word of advice if you're seeing this early on in the 2025 model year. But even with that being said, and even how this vehicle is equipped, I still think it is very class competitive, under $30,000 as this one sits, and most of them might even be under the $29,000 price point, depending on, again, the accessories and the colors you are choosing. So I think for around the $29,000 to $30,000 price point, you definitely can't go wrong, and this vehicle does have a lot of the latest up-to-date technology within the Hyundai's lineup, which I think the large 12.3-inch screen is very nice to have with built-in wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So overall, you guys definitely let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Do you own a 2024 Kona? Are you interested in purchasing a new 2024 or 2025, or are you just kind of watching this video to help support the channel? Either way, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting the channel. Remember that Amazon affiliate link is down in the comment section below, which if you're shopping on Amazon anyways, simply click on that link ahead of time and it will give me a very small referral bonus, which I really do appreciate at no additional cost to you. And of course, channel memberships and super chats are always available as an option as well. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this content. Make sure to stay tuned for additional stuff coming for the upcoming 2025 model year. And as always, hope to see you guys in the next one.